You had some of the most immaculate, if you go from your first video part to your last, soundtracks out of anyone in skating. I look at it that way, and a bunch of my buddies do as well. I'm getting more and more from the Dell shit. I didn't know that you were so tight. Did you meet them through him, or did he meet them through you?
That was random. Like all the Hyro and Dell stuff, that was Javante knowing someone from their crew or something. He was getting tapes from someone.
He got some
He was getting these demo
Souls.
tapes, yeah. And so he would have these tapes, and they were just getting passed around at Embarcadero. I think during virtual, we finally made contact.
No, it was questionable. It was questionable.
It was questionable?
Absolutely. Yeah,
we
because
didn't make contact.
Yeah, we did. We used the Dell track for Sal, and we used the burnt track at the end. So
they contacted him back then?
That was my job on Questionable, was to reach out to all the music licensing at the labels, Epitaph. Yeah. You know, and basically say, hey, we're going to use this, and you know, can we get a good copy of this? Or something?
Yeah, it was crazy. I wish I still had those tapes, because some of that stuff is still not released.
Yeah.
How long out do you think of your skate track? Because I remember Jamie had his Welcome to Hell song probably 8 months out in advance, and we'd go out and film. He's like, I need 3.5 seconds here, let's get a Manny. And that's how it was, literally. And we go out and get a Manny for that, which was like, it's crazy to swear to God. I'll fucking put it. Awesome. It was insane, but he had it to the beat, to the fucking everything, which was kind of rad working in my world, because it's like, hey, we need to go get 3.5 seconds. Where do you know I can get 3.5 seconds?
That's good thinking. I wouldn't be
goddamn
able
right
to,
it is.
I wouldn't be able to. I've actually have thought about that theory. I didn't know that someone's actually done that. That's why
several people have done that.
And so to pick the song, Beastie Boys songs I got from Lance Dawes. He worked at Slap.
That came out before their album as well.
That was an advanced copy that was sent to Slap, and Lance let me get it, and then so we were using it, and luckily by the time the video came out, their album came out like either that week
after that.
But there was a good
Tuesday's album drops on Music Plus, and I bought it
the video and their album actually came out at the same time.
Spike was directing the music video of Time for Living with Nathaniel Hornblower. Literally that video is the hammer banger tricks from Questionable intercut with the Beastie Boys.
They said,
doing that
but
concert.
they said, I remember this quote, I don't know who it came from, they're like, if they used our song, we're going to use their skating, like something like that.
That was MCA.
Or something like that.
For sure.
So, I mean, it was
the dead guy. Don't blame me. He's the only one that can't come get me. You working so much with the record labels on your end of it, just from doing that, do they realize that record sales fluctuate because of his use or someone's use in...
I mean, I think the guys in Hieroglyphics, you know, to this day will always like thank and acknowledge the skateboard community for helping like make them what they were, you know, in that era. I think the Epitaph guys were always really cool to deal with because they saw what would happen, but that was back in the day, and it's a totally different landscape now.
Right.
And people go, yeah, re-release those videos, and it's like
you can't get rights to
it.
And I wish there was a way that they could all understand that if they would just allow, not every single fucking video, like, you know what I'm saying, not every YouTube video or something like that, but legitimate and like...
Right, you're not making money because you put Britney Spears on your track, so you're not using Britney Spears. What you're doing, if anything, is showing...
You're making a free music video for them.
You're basically, making your own feel of their music video in your own way that can translate to a crowd that's not going to watch her video anyway.
Every kid from skate videos, like, that's where they get their music from, or at least that.
That's what we did.
Or at least
our mixtapes were nothing but your guys' tracks.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way I would have that on anywhere on my iPhone, pod, phone, whatever. That Lizzie track, the acoustic, that guy. No fucking way. Yeah. But I have it because it brings. Every time I listen to it, I have a feeling. I have a feeling of Guy going fucking ape shit and do it. It drives me into this this feeling.
The first thing I did when I finished We Are Blood is I went into the credits. I pulled up Spotify, made a new playlist, found all the tracks that I liked, and just went boom, 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 boom. And then for the next 3 days, I was like, I got a lot of out of the video visually, and I just listened to all those tracks. My kids love the Trop Killers track.
Nice.
That's rad, because it's like, we're like old dudes now doing the same thing we did when we were 13.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike, one time me and you had a conversation about with how everyone's releasing footage online or like out in the public nowadays, like, and everything comes so quick. But you have something that it almost hit home for you, where you're like, be careful, it'll catch up with you, because you released footage in FTC video when you weren't supposed to, or you're like, oh fuck, I have plenty of time. Can you explain that story maybe, or what you were talking about?
What I think what you're talking about was we were doing mouse and penal code at the same time, with FTC video, instead of being cautious about my footage or whatever.
Did you get like ahead of the game? You're like, oh, I got tons of footage now, like let me just dump a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was. So I was like, yeah, I'll get more footage, and then I got hurt. And so that's why
you dumped half of it to penal code.
Yeah, I mean all of it.
All of it.
Yeah, so I didn't have anything, and then so that when Mouse came out, that's why I didn't have any footage. And people always say that, yeah, I really liked your part in Mouse, and it's like, dude, I had 2 tricks.
Yeah.
And then going to the premiere and seeing that, and being like a year or 2, and then just seeing how much people tripped off that, and it's like, damn, I really missed out on being a part of something really special.
Right.
Like I just tried for the chocolate tour. Mm-hmm. I was okay with whatever I had, but then I just wanted to keep going, and then so I hit up Ty, and then that's when we did Modus. I went out of my comfort zone and to hit up Ty that I barely knew, and it was like,
you went on tour with a bunch of guys you barely knew.
Can I come skate with you?
Right.
With and can you film me?
That's way out.
You went on with, like,
that's way
on
out.
tour with Staba.
With Brad, and I barely
maybe?
knew them. Yeah, I barely knew any of those dudes, so it was just like,
It turned out phenomenal.
Yeah, I was stoked, and met some pretty awesome people along that way, so.
And what made you want to call him to be in it? Did you see his previous video and were like, fuck, this could be...
No, it was he just came out with that fucking Muska Transworld part. And around that time, Misled Youth had just come out.
And on stage, when you guys got the award for Video of the Year, you like gave a shout out to Misled Youth. You're like, dude...
Oh, that video turned it around for me.
Why's that?
I don't know. There was something about that video that I was like, I don't know, it sparked some kind of, it was like, that was rad. Because you see skate videos and then it's just like, okay, that's cool. There's gnarly tricks, but it just doesn't do anything. But for some reason, and that was your video too, right?
Well, I worked on it, yeah, but...
Yeah, no, but I
but
swear.
it's pretty, it gives you a look.
It was the way it was put together, I think, and this isn't taking away from me, there was gnarly skating in it, but then there was also some sick clips that were basic. And so I was just like, and that looked rad.
Who? Which person? Was it Ellington? Ellington, I told you, he's not going to like it. He's not going to like your shit, Ellington. He said it's basic. I said fucking, don't just backside flip it. Hard flip it, goddammit.
It was, not basics. Well, simplistic.
No, for sure. But it makes it look rad.
But there was a lot of gnarliness. But then with that gnarliness, you can put in some other stuff, and it can really still be not like put that in there.
Yeah.
No, it's like that was sick.
Fuck yeah.
Has getting sick changed anything for you in the last bunch of years, like the lupus thing?
No, it just made me feel a little bit more health conscious.
Yeah. What are like the symptoms of that? What are you dealing with when you have lupus? Are you tired? Are you...
No, what I dealt with was I woke up one morning and like my chest was kind of tight. Went to the emergency room, fine. They just gave me antacids and stuff like that. And then 3 weeks went on. Went to the doctor, EKG and all that stuff, everything was fine. They did an ultrasound, fine. We went on this 4-star catalog shoot. It was just, everyone was just thinking I'm bullshitting, or maybe I'm just creating it or thinking myself into it.
You're kind of a hypochondriac. You do have that tendency.
I think I know my body.
I know you do, but I'm just saying
I pay attention to it, and we were in Palm Springs, and I couldn't sleep. Every time I'd lay down, it felt like fucking, like someone was stepping on me. Or not someone, like just tons of weight. And so I called my girlfriend, and then she drove from LA to come pick me up. Told her everything, because she knew I've been dealing with this. So on her way, she stopped at, Marengo or whatever, to gamble, just real quick. And I told her,
stopped
on her way to pick you up?
On the way to pick me up, because I told her I was like, I'm fucking dying right now.
Did she come up or come up?
I think she came up.
Yes!
So
Lupus
Pay for
wins
the-
one.
for the hospital bill.
I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me yet, but I didn't sleep all night. I called her in the morning and I was like, look, I can't be here anymore. This is fucking super uncomfortable. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. Can you come pick me up? So whatever, she picked me up. We got back home to LA, and then that's when I was feeling like the rubbing. And I was just like, okay, do I take a Valium right now? Like, am I having a fucking panic attack? Like, what the fuck? So fucking we went to the hospital, and then
Was it a pretty simple thing to diagnose for the people
no,
at school?
they didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Oh, okay.
I was in there for 8 days.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So I was in there for the 8 days, and they're doing all these tests, and then finally, fucking something came up. My spleen was enlarged, sac around my heart was swelling, was enlarged, and then it was pretty gnarly for a second, I think, until they finally figured it out, and then they put me on prednisone, which is a steroid, and just right when they did that, I think, the next day, there's a relief of pressure. Wow. But that was 6 days. It was gnarly, just getting stuck with needles at 5:30 in the morning every morning, half asleep, just
That was a couple years ago now, right?
It's 2011.
Oh, damn. Not too long ago.
It sucked because it was right when I got sparked to skate. I was like, I'll film. I want to film. I want to be in this video.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah, because I wanted to be in there with Sean and, that was the video they were going to be in, and Vince and, all the new dudes. So I got sparked right before that, and then that happened. And so then, whatever, got a couple tricks in China, and that was it.
Should we let these guys go?
We have a couple YouTube questions from the kids.
Come on.
We have one for Jake and one for Mike. So
Okay.
Do you cut these, or do you just let them ride?
No, they're edited.
they're super edited.
This would be 3 hours.
Jake, a favorite clip ever filmed? You're not allowed to use Ride the Lightning
Of
as
you.
Of me.
Yeah.
A film that
You have to use something that
I
was
say
actually
both.
tape went in a deck, is what the YouTube guy said.
Say it again. How does it work
Philip
here? Philip McCrevis.
C. Porn Hoffman says,
AKA
What's the
freckle
question?
face.
Say the question again, please.
favorite clip ever filmed, tape in deck, not no digital form.
Oh, Rodney's first Casper slide.
Was
in
it on
Mira
the
Mesa.
with the white wall in the background? Is that the one?
No, the small curb.
Was that
that's
night?
that's the 1.5 flip. The first one from
shit.
Questionable.
Was that the one where you had to tape the pencil in the
Oh,
crack?
put the pencil in the crack. Yeah. So I'd say Rodney's first Casper slide.
Okay.
100% Duffy's lip slide at the post office in Marin.
Was that the
At
one
Double
down
King.
and out?
Yeah.
The white rail down and out?
Yeah.
I still claim that that's the gnarliest thing still ever filmed in skateboarding. It's, what is it, 10 down, 8, flat to nothing?
I've seen that
down?
thing in person.
It's
and
so fucked. Is it still there?
And he
I don't know. I used to say
how do
before he
people
did
trip
it.
What's your
on it?
setup for that? It's like we
Oh
get there
my
and he's like, I want
God,
to
you
lip slide this.
shot
And it's
that.
like, yeah. And he bailed
And
like
the kink is this.
and he got on.
there's some
He
slam
didn't get on
in
in
the
the
slam
kink, he
section.
got on.
That one,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
the
yeah,
fall
that's-
was...
Those two falls are like, but
Fuck. And then it just drops
so
off
yeah,
like this
pull the
high. or
raw
whatever.
footage out of
All right,
that
so
one day.
that's number one. Fuck
so
Rodney's thing. That's number
Casper,
one. Rodney's number two. Okay.
Duffy. I mean, Danny's tray flip mute grab on vert was pretty.
You're filming vert, but keep going. Okay.
Come on, man.
You do this. I've done it before. You did.
Yeah.
But like,
right?
but that's long lens, like getting it nice and good, so you can see the
Okay,
flip and the catch.
All right, I couldn't remember
it's
if it was fisheye or
But it's
not.
also about the effort that went into that. Like that whole trip, he was like trying that trick. I bet it. I
was
made a
Vancouver,
bet.
right?
Yeah, that was Vancouver. I made a bet with him.
And no one was doing shit like that back
Yeah,
then, too. That
at
was
all.
just like, when you heard about that, that was insane.
Okay, and the last question from Nicholas Diamond. Why wasn't Freckleface at the bachelor party, Mike? That's for Mike. That's Nicky Diamond.
Wait, you had a bachelor party?
Yeah, dude, check out the hashtag. He fucking infiltrated that shit.
Did you?
Oh, you
Yeah.
weren't there, but you used the hashtag.
You know, some
I
people
didn't,
get...
I
they
didn't
get-
go, so I put hashtag whatever his
He added it
thing
to
was,
so
and I
many
just add
old
every
photos.
photo I've ever had.
But
So
it will-
anytime somebody goes to reference it, they're gonna get all fucked
What
up.
was pretty rad about it is like he did some were clever because it would look like it could actually be a
Yeah,
part
a couple
of
of them I was like there.
I was like, okay, that one's good. There were some other ones that's like, dude, come on, dude. This
No,
is
after a
annoying.
while I was drunk on the shitter, just tagging every photo that had somehow to tie into him, whether it did or not.
I didn't. None
No,
of them did,
none
but
of
there
them
were
did.
some rad ones that you did. I thought was funny.
Well, fuck, I could talk for 4 more hours, but
Dude, thank you
gotta
guys
go.
for coming down.
thank you so much.
All time, Jake. This was good.
Yeah, thank
Very good.
Appreciate it.
No, that
No,
wasn't
this
even
was
it.
so personal. Him and I, like,
Oh, okay.
we've been filming together for years, and he fucking threw my board in the ocean on a filming session earlier than that.
But the way I